I love the word innovate. I don't know what it is, but it always sounds so exciting to me. And a lot of times we think of innovate as innovating, your business, products, or just really just something of a thing, right? Well, I look at innovate as in innovating myself. And I thought this would be great for me to kind of share. I put a post, I don't know if it was last week, and it pretty much bombed. I didn't think I got a lot of views, but I'm not giving up, in truth, because failure is one of the things I love about innovating, is because I learn from that. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to talk about it in a video today. And innovating yourself, hashtag innovate yourself, hashtag innovate you, hashtag the innovated you. I wonder which one you guys like. Let me know about that. Anyways, so innovating yourself, let's talk about that. And here are a couple things for you to think about how to innovate you. And it's thinking about recurring patterns of your behavior. And this can go back in time. You can reflect even down from your childhood. And start to kind of think about what type of behaviors that you have today that are recurring, that you might want to say, okay, now's the time to think about changing some of those behavior patterns. So that's one of looking back on your recurring patterns of behavior. Another one, which is always my all-time favorite, is embracing the habit of change. You can't innovate unless you have the ability to change. And one of the things that you can do, if this is something where you're not really comfortable with change, you kind of have to get used to it. Dip your toe. It's like a cold water, right? You got to put the little big toe in before you actually start to get in. Well, if that's you, do that. Try to find just one small thing to create change and make it a habit. And start from there. It doesn't have to be something so significant to start with. It could just be something really small. It's more about progress. And this is why I love the word innovate. Now, let's go to number 3, which is getting used to the idea of innovating yourself. And allow your space the time to daydream. Now, I am a constant daydreamer, and this is why I probably like the word, is that every 15 minutes and maybe even every 5 minutes, because I love to kind of think about a new version of myself, and I innovate and daydream. And I always say, think big. So I would say with number 3 is innovate the idea, think about that within yourself. Now, number 4, I call this the incubation period. And this is let it simmer. Think about these things and allow that to happen. And this is incubate. No, it's not all about hatching chicklings and eggs anymore. It's hatching you and thinking about innovation in that way. And so number 5 would be new ways of thinking and just pause first. And so this is when you are making a big decision and it's about innovating yourself. Allow yourself to pause and really think about it before you make that big decision. I think it's always important where if it is something big, run through it and make sure that you are comfortable. Now, I'm not talking about over analyzing, right? The analysis paralysis. But if it is a big decision, don't jump in feet first, always. Now, there are times that if it's really not a big thing, try it. I always say, what's the worst thing that can happen attitude, right? I talked about fear setting in one of my other videos. But if it is a big thing, pause. Why not? Now, number 6 is, do you see yourself differently? And this is a great activity to think about, is how you see yourself. And start to think about not how you see yourself or how others see you. It's about how you see yourself differently. And kind of go back to number 3, which is the idea of innovating yourself. I think that these are related, but ask yourself, challenge yourself, and maybe you need a journal about this, right? So if you're thinking about those ideas about yourself and innovating, and then you're trying to see what your new self would look like, write it down. And number 7 is talk to yourself. Listen to your inner voice of what it's telling you. And you know what? I'll even be honest. I talk to myself all the time. Actually, even my husband talks to himself. It's like a whole house of talking to themselves. So find that safe space where if you need to talk it out, instead of it always being some internal quiet thing, do that. Some of you that might be more of the quiet inner self thinking, then that's all great too. But either or, it's all about what really works for you. And it's ultimately talk to yourself. Now, channel what you're good at. We always like to think about things that we need to improve on, but what would it look like if you actually thought about the things that you're really good at? Are you good at solving problems? Are you really good at looking at, taking something like I love to do is I take existing frameworks or existing models or even existing ideas, and then I start reframing it in a different way. And I have a lot of fun, and I'm really good at looking at something and repositioning it. But that was one thing that came to my mind. Think about, and you know how some people ask what your superpower is? Well, this kind of aligns with that. And give yourself some credit, because all of you have something you're good at. Even if it is something random and crazy, it's still the awesomeness about you. And start listing those things. And maybe ask somebody that you trust and say, what do you like about me? What do you think I'm good at? Because they might actually tell you something that you maybe never even thought about because you didn't really think it was a thing. So spend some time on that one. I think that one's a good one. Now, the last one is future focus. What does it look like beyond? And this is where it gets back to number 3 again. Love number 3. And I think that's because it sits in my daydreaming world of innovating, yourself and thinking of that idea. But don't just think about present you. Think about like the future. What could that be? And I always call this the think big, think of all the possibilities of what's yet to come. And this goes back to the video that I had yesterday about who you want to be. And I think that's future tense also, because it gets you to grow beyond of your reality today. So these are a couple things of when I talk about innovating yourself. Hashtag the innovated view. I think I'm going to go with that one. What do you think? That you can follow me on hashtag the innovated you, and I will post a lot of things in regards to helping create that special secret sauce about you. And I would love to hear some of the things that you have done to innovate yourself. And follow me. Again, it's hashtag the innovated you. I will have it in the body of this video post, and I will continue to post with the hashtag the innovated you. And I hope you join me and share all of those wonderful experiences, creative ideas of how to create and re-innovate yourself in a positive way and moving towards who you really want to be. And I leave you with that, and enjoy your day, and I'd love to hear from you.